Hello, my name is Abby Shreve. I am one of the guest reservation managers for EAA on UW Oshkosh campus. So basically how you would go and create a reservation, we open up reservations for 2022, this year in 21, on October 4th. Usually we get a really high number, demand to get in right away. We offer 3 types of rooms. Our standard is the non-AC. We have an AC and an AC suite. Of course, those AC and AC suites go fast, so we usually, get a high demand right away. And this year we'll be beginning to get reservations online via a form. And basically that form, you would just enter some basic information. Most people, especially at that time, are guests that have been here dating back, 52 years. That's our longest time frame right now. So usually we have them in the system, but it's just kind of update, get new guests, kind of see what's coming in. And in that form, you just let us know where you'd like to stay. We also take requests, buildings, near things we provide on campus, like near the parking spot, near dining. We also do all that. And of course, we always do our best to accommodate those requests. And then from there, we take those throughout the year, and then when people do arrive, we're basically the first face you see when you check in. So when you do arrive, you'll just give us your ID, let us know your name, and then from there, we'll get you into that room. If there's any adjustments to be made, we always work with those on our end. But then from there, we kind of just check them in, they get your keys, and then you're off. So here at the campus, we offer many amenities for our guests that stay with us. The first one would be parking. We have parking on campus. We just ask you to register your vehicle ahead of time. There's nothing you need to put on your car, and then you just can park on campus. It makes it very convenient because we also offer a shuttle service. The shuttle service, it runs directly from campus to the grounds. During the week of EAA, it runs from 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., so all day. And it goes every 30 minutes right to the front gate, so it's nice and convenient. Usually that's one of the the biggest hassles in the event, so we really recommend taking use of that. A round pass is $5 cash fee to the bus driver. Otherwise, we do offer an unlimited bus pass as well. They're $30, and that provides unlimited rides throughout your stay that whole week. In addition to parking and the shuttle service, we also offer an amazing dining selection on campus as well. The dining, we have breakfast and dinner available. They offer, it's buffet style, so it's all you can eat. There's many different options. And in dinner as well, we also have beer and wine, obviously with an ID, that's available also. And we also, what's new this year and in the future, we also have packages. So for dining, you can basically you can purchase a few meals at once, and it just makes it a little bit cheaper in the end.
Welcome to Black Hawk Commons. This is our main dining hall for EAA. We serve hot breakfast and a full dinner. For dinner, we have appetizers, main entrees, a huge salad bar, dessert, coffee, a bar. For breakfast, we do a hot breakfast, so look at the photos and see what you like. Hope to see you out here.
At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Marc Nyland. He's one of the guest reservation supervisors, and he is also the Director of Conference Services here at Greenhagen Conference Center.
What I'd like to do in terms of starting off is to explain a little bit about the landscape of lodging here through EAA AirVenture. We have existed as an entity for lodging for over 50 years. Within the broader community, guests can choose to be on grounds and camp at Camp Scholler or underneath the wing of their airplane if they choose to do that. That is the first option that many people choose. We have a total of 9 hotels within the community, and many of our EAA guests choose to be at some of those properties, the likes of the Hilton Garden Inn, the Holiday Inn, and others. But I am here to showcase what we consider to be an incredible option, and that is the on-campus option here at UW Oshkosh. And as I stated before, we've been offering this option since EAA arrived in the city of Oshkosh. They started the partnership and needed space on campus, and so we have provided up to 2,500 lodging rooms since the inception of EAA. Our goal in bringing our guests to campus is to avail the resources to them in the same manner that we would to our own UWO students. So of course, the centerpiece of that is what we call the head in the bed, the guest taking advantage of, or taking full advantage of, lodging on campus. And as Abby has highlighted, we have 3 different choices of lodging: the non-air conditioned, the air conditioned, and the air conditioned as a suite. The evolution of those properties has been beautiful to see, because 25 years ago you could only do non-air conditioned. Now you can do air conditioned in a suite that rivals many apartment complexes within the community. So when I say that we attempt to provide the same resources, you can dine on campus, you can park on campus, but some other resources such as internet access. Our guests are very well connected. Many of them are businessmen, many of them are teachers, many of them are attorneys, many of them want to do day trading with stocks and bonds, so they can't let their normal life stop while they're at EAA. So they have access to that wired and internet access wirelessly. We have a 20 workstation computer lab that's open 24 hours a day, and they can print. They have access to copier services, and those are real nice features for our guests. I believe that a centerpiece and a hallmark of our operation is what we consider the hearty UWO welcome. So our staff are trained, and quite naturally as students understand the resource of the campus. So when a guest comes to Greenhagen, they're going to be greeted very warmly, and because we know many of the guests and they're returning, it's a genuine, how are you? We haven't seen you for a year. So the connection, the warm welcome is the most important aspect that we offer. And then our staff are very in tune with what the resources are. So if a guest wants a reference and a referral to a local shopping center, if they would like a recommendation for a restaurant, if they want to know where they can buy a recreation pass on campus, our staff are fully equipped, because they're UWO students, to answer those questions with conviction and confidence. We are part of the broad network of the Convention and Visitors Bureau. And Abby, Amber, and I, as the guest reservations managers, meet with the Convention and Visitors Bureau prior to EAA every year, so that we can better understand what hotels are offering, what night requirements are in place, to make sure that our policies and procedures are consistent as much as possible with the broader community. It helps us also better understand, as we're doing reference and referral to off-campus, what's new in the community. We have so many restaurants, so many shopping areas, so many businesses that our EAA guests frequent, that we want to be as equipped and knowledgeable about those resources as possible. So a number of those I've highlighted. Our guests have the option of getting our Oshkosh, Wisconsin magazine, our Convention and Visitors Bureau guide. Many want a map of the city so they can determine where they would travel to and of the county. And then, of course, tying that to the campus, we give them resource information. We have a magazine that's published quarterly by the university, and we really want them to feel connected, and thereby give them copies of that upon arrival on Sunday. So I think in conclusion, we want our guests to feel that the campus is truly theirs. The warm welcome, the understanding that the resources are theirs to partake in for the full week, and that they see themselves as a member of our broader UWO community.
One of the biggest rewards, especially in guest reservations, that we feel that we can have is just the connection we have with guests. It's definitely not like other lodging places in the sense that we feel that we have these personal connections with these guests. There would be guests that come in and just see my name and just, hey, I know you, how are you? They like to ask, what you're majoring in, what is your favorite part about EAA? And in contrast to that, they like to share their own experiences. I know this year I've had up to 30-minute conversations with people just showing me, their interest and their plane, and it's just so nice and refreshing to have such a personal connection with guests. And that's definitely something that we really pride ourselves on, and we really try to strive for, is just having those personal connections and really looking to bring people back just because they want to return. I know for me personally, an experience that I had this year, I was just chatting with them and they asked me, what is your major? I'm a vocal performance major, so I told them that. And we were just kind of talking off that, and they started joking. I'd love to hear you sing, and being on my shift, I couldn't just start singing. But I just kind of jokingly, check out my website, and then they just responded, was taken aback, and said, okay, write it down. So I did, and sure enough, 2 days later, after they returned home, I got a phone call. I answered it, EAA Guest Reservations, how can I help you? And they asked for my name specifically, and I said, this is her, how can I help? And they just told me, they took time to check out my website, and it was just very, such a good feeling to know that these people, they really are interested in you, and we just kind of started chatting after that, and then it's just really nice to know that these, the people come in, of course, that you want to help them the best they can. You want to talk to them and get their experiences, but just to know that they want to have that same connection back, it's really refreshing, and it's definitely something that we hope to, keep in this campus and really have to hone people to bring them back in to stay.
So to complement what Abby has stated about the connection to our guests, I want to highlight a little bit about with our history being 50 years, what we're seeing in terms of trends of up to 3 generations now coming together, and how rewarding and fulfilling that is. This year, I interacted with at least 5 families where the grandparents, the parents, and now the grandchildren are here together. This was a great year because EAA offered free admission to anyone under the age of 18 in their wisdom, and it was deep wisdom to understand that if you can make this an affordable experience for the entire family, more families are likely to participate. And we are seeing that from a lodging standpoint. I've never seen this many children and grandchildren in our lodging ever before. And some examples of that, I am very close to a family from Indianapolis. The grandparents are from Indianapolis. The parents and the grandchildren are from Minnesota. And it's a beautiful thing because when they come here this year, I had given them a shirt as a memento of UW Oshkosh a couple years ago. This year they returned that shirt to me as a pillow. And that's the type of connection we as guest reservations have. In the off season, this particular family and many others will send us photos of their experience. We have a guest from Houston, and he has been coming for 21 years. And I vividly remember back last January when he sent me photos of his front yard with snow. And the caption, "I haven't seen this for many years, now we're looking like Wisconsin." And there's countless emails that we get like that, or voice messages. Some of our guests are extremely talented photojournalists or professional photographers. And by nature of that, they're taking thousands of images of their experience, and many times we'll share those. An example of that, a couple years ago, we had a very brilliant photojournalist from Brazil who sent us photos of the grounds. Photos that we wouldn't normally capture, and he shared it saying, "This has been my experience of the week." So again, you can't even really effectively describe how much we see our guests as an extension of our campus and that whole concept of them being part of our family. We deeply care for them. There are sad stories as well, and this year no exception, where a number of our guests, as they're aging, pass away. And family members will call us and say, George won't be there this year because he passed away. And that, I can tell you, impacts us deeply because they've been with us for so long, and it's like a member of our family passing away. So it's such a privilege to host our guests, and they're part of the broader family that we call Greenhagen Conference Center. One of the roles that we play here is to be sort of an ambassador of goodwill. And when I say ambassador, when we do training, we talk about we're going to be serving domestic, so from all 50 states, and then international. We typically have guests from around 20 to 25 countries who lodge with us. Examples of that would be from Australia. We have a tour group that's called AV Tours. We have a group from Germany that is called Air Reisen. We have one from Brazil that is called Candiota Turismo. And in the past, we've had groups from China, Korea, South Africa. So it is and sort of an amazing way to connect the domestic experience with the international experience. And because we have staff here who have language training, maybe they fluently speak other languages, we always tell the staff, please share any of your talents. The group from Brazil speaks Portuguese, and for a period of 5 years we had a staff member who was fluent. And the advantage of having someone to do those check-ins who spoke their language, understood their cultural mores. And also we have some groups, Tory tours from England, and we've had staff members in the past who've studied away in countries such as England or Ireland or Wales. And we try to connect those people, if we know as staff that they have an experience with that country, to help with the check-in and to be the guide on the side throughout the week. And it's been an amazing experience over the last, in my case, the last 32 years of being able to see how our residence halls are become filled with people from many different countries. Again, we have about 22 represented here. At EAA during any given year, it's well over 100 countries who are represented.
Hi, my name is Abby Shreve. I'm one of the guest reservation managers.
And I'm Amber Rago. I'm the other guest reservations manager. And right now we are outside of Greenhagen Conference Center, located at 208 Osceola Street. This is our centralized check-in location. So when you arrive to campus, you will come to this address right here. You'll pull up on the front street, and you are more than welcome to park your car here while you come to check in and unload your bags. And then you'll enter this building where you'll get your confirmation slip and get the keys to your building.
Follow us. After you enter our front doors, you would come right in. The front desk will be there. That's not where you'll stop. That would just be where you'd go if you have any questions throughout your stay. The first place that you'd want to go to is you'd enter and take a sharp right, and then you'd go about 75 feet, and then on your left will be our guest check-in area.
Upon taking a sharp right, you'll enter the Titan Lounge. Upon entering the Titan Lounge, you'll be greeted by our friendly staff sitting at the computers. Here's where you'll check in. You'll need a form of ID, so you'll hand your ID to the check-in people right here. They'll print your confirmation, which will have your guest ID number and your room and hall assignment.
What I wanted to do now was summarize a little bit of and providing some of the feedback that we've heard both this year and in previous years about our guest experience. And pulling this full circle, it's clear from our standpoint how much guests enjoy and appreciate being on a college campus. So on an annual basis, we try to leverage the resource and continuously identify other areas that our guests might be interested in. Examples of that would be laundry services, access to our recreation center, other community-based resources like our farmers market, concert series which we host during EAA, and other community-based events and venues like our art center, our opera house square. What we've heard this year is very consistent in terms of feedback comparative to previous years. Our guests firstly love being on a college campus. So having the opportunity to interact with students, share their stories, and have our students explain what they love about UWO. So that interconnection, that human element of getting to know, appreciate, and understand each other. This year, we're also hearing a lot of very positive feedback about the dining experience. We have a new vendor on campus. That vendor is called Aladdin, and it's clear some of the changes they made in terms of previous feedback for the breakfast and dinner menus have resonated with our clients. So again, as we packaged their guest experience, the lodging, the dining, the parking, and access to other things like city transit, our guests are telling us that's wonderful. We want you to continue that and really provide all of those resources in one package. I think in closing, it has really been a privilege for us for the past 50 years to host this year 5,000 guests staying an average of 5.5 nights in a variety of different lodging environments. our suite style residence, our air-conditioned traditional rooms, and our non-air-conditioned space. We like to say we may not be the Pfister, but we are good at what we do. And it is clearly resonating with our clients in terms of their coming back year after year. So it's been a privilege again this year to host, and we look forward to welcoming you back to the UWO campus in 2022 and beyond.
Hello, my name is Abby Shreve. I am one of the guest reservation managers for EAA on UW Oshkosh campus. So basically how you would go and create a reservation, we open up reservations for 2022, this year in 21, on October 4th. Usually we get a really high number, demand to get in right away. We offer 3 types of rooms. Our standard is the non-AC. We have an AC and an AC suite. And of course those AC and AC suites go fast, so we usually get a high demand right away. And this year we'll be beginning to get reservations online via a form, and basically that form you would just enter some basic information. Most people, especially at that time, are guests that have been here dating. So here at the campus, we offer many amenities for our guests that stay with us. The first one would be parking. We have parking on campus. We just ask you to register your vehicle ahead of time. There's nothing you need to put on your car, and then you just can park on campus. It makes it very convenient because we also offer a shuttle service. The shuttle service, it runs directly from campus to the grounds. During the week of EAA, it runs from 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., so all day. And it goes every 30 minutes